Hello, welcome to Getting Real and Raw with Mandy. This is not the best lighting, but it doesn't matter, you don't have to see my face. It's sweaty anyway from an impromptu little 5k run that I did. Look at the glorious day, the glorious views. So nice, so nice. That's more important than seeing my face anyway. So I was running along doing my 5k time trial for the second week in a row, pretty proud of myself. And this week I could feel myself running a little bit slower and a little bit heavier than last time. And the old me would have got real pissed off with that and just would have made me run even more shitter and just let it take over my monkey mind and get frustrated. Then I would have breathed heavier, then I would have felt heavier in my body. But through learning techniques from yoga and meditation, I just allowed myself to bring myself back into a calm, peaceful state and realize that I'm not in competition with anyone, and just to make the run home more meditative and focus on my breath. And then I brought my attention back to my breath, and that took myself away from my monkey mind, and I ended up pretty much running the exact same time as last week because I got back way quicker than the way that I run out, simply because my mindset changed. And one of the things that helped change my mindset as well as my breath as well as connecting to my breath, was changing my thought pattern and accepting how I am running today, and accepting that maybe today I felt a little bit more fatigued, or today my body felt a little bit more heavy. So today's video that was just a little tip at the start for people who play sport and changing their mindset. But also today's video is mainly about acceptance. So last night in my yoga class, I based it around this thought of acceptance. So accepting, number one, yourself completely as you are. So you're good, you're bad, what you see is your flaws, what you see is your shadow side. Accepting all of you and recognizing if you've abandoned or rejected any part of yourself. So my yoga classes are based upon my life. So yesterday I was feeling very tired after our amazing retreat that Athena and I ran on Sunday, which was normal. And I journal every single day, and I just closed my eyes and connected to myself and asked myself, why was I feeling frustrated? I could have cried, but I was real stoked from our weekend, but my mum rang me and I could have cried on the phone. I was like, why am I feeling like this? So I closed my eyes, meditated and journaled, and basically I realized this happens to me. It's a little bit of a pattern in my life. I can get so caught up with doing so much and being so excited and training heaps and working on my business that I actually start to reject my feminine side. And this is in men and women. So both men and women have a masculine and a feminine side that make up who we are. So feminine traits are being creative, slowing down, nurturing to your body, just expressing femininity, sexuality, dressing nice, the way that you feel really comfortable, and just allowing yourself to slow down and be an intuitive and stop that pushing, that constant pushing. So pushing for training, pushing to exercise, pushing to get this done, pushing to see this person, pushing to work. So often in life, men and women, we can easily reject our feminine when we're trying to achieve a certain goal or look a certain way or make a certain amount of money. And so drive is amazing. But if we keep pushing and we lose that balance and we reject that part of ourselves, that's when we fall completely out of balance. So that's when you might get mad, frustrated, fatigued, sad for no reason. Yesterday I could have just cried, and I was like, oh, I realized, because I just need to slow down and connect to my feminine. So that was amazing realization. I realized and I accepted that there is that part of me that needs to be nurtured. I accepted that side and I accepted what had to happen, and instead of pushing and pulling, I took the morning off and went and did a 2-hour yoga practice for myself, and then spent the afternoon by myself, and I just felt so much more amazing, allowing myself to stop rejecting that part of myself and nurture that part of myself, because that's really an important part of me. So some of you might notice that you're rejecting your masculine side. So some of you may be stuck in a really submissive, shy state of not feeling good enough and just not connecting strongly to your I am and being in your power. So think about that. Think about, may you be out of balance, rejecting either your masculine or feminine side. And as well as with accepting yourself, we need to accept our whole self. So there's parts of us that we might be shy and have abandoned or pushed away because we'd expressed those in a past time in our life and we've been hurt when we express those. So maybe we expressed our true selves and someone didn't reciprocate their love, or your parents didn't give you the recognition that you were looking for. And also some of us can reject parts of ourselves because of fear of rejection or fear of judgment from society. So a big part of me that I'm openly expressing here in Christchurch, which is amazing, I'm so proud of myself, is my spiritual side. So that side of me, I freaking love crystals. I love reading oracle cards. I love journaling. I love meditating. I love all of that stuff that some people might think is woo-woo. But you know what? I actually don't give a shit, because if I rejected that part of me, I would feel way more sad and not whole and lonely and unloved. But I could reject that and other people would accept me and think, oh, she's not a weirdo. But those people shouldn't even be in my life anyway. And when I accept my whole part of myself, so accepting this spiritual side and openly expressing it, then I, regardless of who actually accepts me or feels connected to me or whatever, whoever thinks that that's a good part of me, regardless of them, I still feel whole and loved and connected and not lonely, because I'm giving myself the love and attention that I need, my whole self, so not rejecting any part of me. So maybe think about any areas of your life, who you are, your personality, that you might have abandoned or been rejecting. Maybe your inner child, maybe your creative self, maybe your sporty self, I don't know. So have a little bit of a think about what areas you might have been rejecting, and take the time to connect back to that if that's an important part of you, and really try and lose that fear of judgment, because I promise you the only person that you need to get acceptance from is yourself. And when you get acceptance from yourself, accept your whole self, nurture and love your whole self exactly as you are, then that's when the world and others can do the same for you as well. And just on this topic of acceptance, going back to what I said at the start, so on my run, I had this situation where I was feeling fatigued as fuck, I was feeling heavy, I wasn't feeling like I was running as good as last time. But I could have kept being frustrated about it and just letting it get the better of me, but no, I accepted the situation as it was and let go of attachment. So the outcome, I was like, okay, so I don't care if I run slower than last week, like no one's judging me except myself. I'm out here to have a good time and get fit and have a run. So I let go of that attachment and ended up flowing better. Just like in life, you need to let go and accept situations. So for example, if, I don't know, you've recently broken up with a partner and you're still holding on to that situation, you can't accept what's happened, you're just keeping yourself stuck in this shit spot that's trying to live in the past. Just like, if you're in a shitty job at the moment and you're hating it, you're working 9 to 5, you're feeling drained and tired, but at the moment it's not a possibility for you to change jobs. Just accept the situation as it is right now and accept that it's getting you to where you want to be. And when you can go into that state of acceptance, that's when you will see that this is not forever and you can allow yourself to move forward. So just lots of little bits and pieces on my video today, but just the number one thing to get out of that is start to think about this concept of acceptance.